So the goal of the Anderson Street Project is to do events such as this, and to support events such as this as well, too, because I'm about community building. I believe that anything that's done on a level of, on a civic level, on a politics level, on a social level, is done through people like us, people who have an interest, a sole interest, that want to share that share a common goal, and we want to fight for things such as music, such as getting Trump out of office, such as abortion, many different things. So again, thank you guys for coming. You guys are definitely part of my community, and hopefully I'm a part of yours, and I hope that we can change some things in the city that we all live in. So before we start, I want to give two thank yous. One is to the person walking right out the door, Harry, who is the house manager here at South. And of course I want to thank the Binders, who are my Morehouse brothers, for allowing us to use this space for our tea. And I also want to thank Lorelai and Daniel from XO Evangeline, who are, raise your hand guys, who are documenting the evening today. This has honestly been a dream come true. Never in a million years I'd get to talk to the people that make me prance around either my bedroom, non-sexual, in the most non-sexual or on a Friday or Saturday night about the town. Y'all know I'm about the town if y'all follow me on Instagram. So thank you guys so much. And of course I want to introduce everybody from the farthest away to me to the closest. First we have the legendary King Britt. I should have had a crown for you tonight, but we'll be okay. But King Britt is one of the nation's most renowned and legendary house musicians, from composing house tunes for the legendary Strictly Rhythm and Nerdist Records, DJing for the Grammy Award-winning Conrad Digital Planet. He also founded the legendary Open Recordings with Techno WonderCon. He does so many things, but above all, he just released an amazing project that was released 2 months ago, I would say, called Ghost and Paradigm, and it's out now, and I encourage all of you guys to download it immediately. And so with that, thank you, King Britt, for joining our panel. Thank you. Next, we have are you a legendly?
No, he already has all the legends. All the legends for the night.
How about almost legend? That's the fight. Legendary, yes. Legendary.
Comedic.
Timeless, yes. And speaking of timeless, this is such a quote from your bio. I play music for the people. DJs don't dance. That is his official motto, and every city has a person that is not known by the mainstream, but is truly respected and followed by the underground. That title belongs to the one and only Lee Jones. Learning from fellow friends and world-renowned DJ producers King Britt, Adosia Blakely, and Josh Wink, he paid his dues opening for many parties in the Philly, DC, New York area. Playing house music in all its forms, Lee keeps the dance floors going. Known for his vocal house selections, club goers are never surprised to hear obscure cuts that make everyone scream in excitement. If that's not a party, I don't know what is. For excitement, but thank you for doing that. Not last time, but also we have Matthew Law. He was born in West Philadelphia, birthplace of a phenomenal, a big array of people such as Jazzy Jeff, Cash Money, Questlove, King Britt, and DJ Active. From the very start, the son of two theater aficionados was exposed to an array of musical styles. Classicals to avant-garde, jazz, psych rock, 70s funk. He also draws from his keyboard background and vast musical knowledge to incorporate these elements into a unique party rock and DJ style. If you were at Friends and Family on Saturday, I'm pretty sure he played all that stuff. Since 2009, Matthew has been entertaining audiences in cities all across the world. Early in his professional career, he had many opportunities to captivate concertgoers, opening for artists such as Kendrick Lamar, De La Soul, J. Cole, and many others. And also a DJ at the annual Bruce Picnic in front of 10,000 screaming fans. And I'm going to do this shameless plug. He has two periodic parties, one Thursday for Love, and the other Friends and Family, which is every third Saturday.
Friends and Family, that was awesome.
Oh, listen. 10,000. I'm not even going to show the pictures for that. And yes, of course there, Central is in the building. I wasn't going to Central High School quite yet, because we are the most elite and fantastic high school in the country. And there is a fair limit to that. But I wanted to last, but certainly not least, right next to me is what I like to call the reigning king of the LGBTQ party scene, DJ Thomm. A phenomenal DJ. He DJs all across the city, actually all across the country, at some of the top LGBTQ and heterosexual events. He is a staple at Black Pride all across the country. We are so glad to have him. So big. Thank you so much. Two public service announcements. Unfortunately, which is why I'm a little bit frantic today, DJ Diamond Cuts informed me that she wasn't going to make it literally about an hour ago. So she has a family emergency, and I want to talk her and her family in prayer. And I also want to recognize DJ Royale, who's actually the reason that this event happened. Yes, me and him had a conversation about the nightlife scene, and what came from it is to bring all the top DJs in the city together, which is why we're out here today. So, on behalf of us, I just want to lift up DJ Royale and DJ Diamond Cuts. So you could just give them a round of applause. So I have a very stupid first question. And it's going to be so dumb that you might roll your eyes. But what in the hell is a DJ? So you guys perform all across the country, all across the world. I actually think that a lot of people don't really know what a DJ is or does. So what do you guys, how about King, how about you? How do you start off?
In plain terms, DJ combines two or more records to create one seamless mix, and in the process keeping you dancing and making and creating a safe space for you to kind of lose your troubles and escape. It gives you a place of escapism, and you can get down,
Does anybody else have a definition of what a DJ or a disc jockey is to them?
I like what you said.
I feel like the DJ is like the liaison between the people and the artists. Without the DJ on radio, in the club, underground, we don't have a connection with the artist. Not everybody listens to the radio. Not everybody goes to the club. But us as DJs, we're in all these places. We kind of don't have a life other than the nightlife and the radio. So, yeah, we just like giving music to the people. We just bring some music to the people.
Beautiful.
Matt or Lee, you guys want to chime in?
That was pretty much both sides.
So, you guys travel everywhere. So what makes a Philly DJ different than DJs from everywhere else?
From my experience, Philadelphia, the crowd generally knows their music, and with so many options, you know, if you don't make them dance, they'll go somewhere else. Philly, hands down, is one of the, when they use the term, dancing-esque cities around. Everyone here dances. So yeah, I think that's the main thing. They will leave you if you don't keep them up.
It's also our lineage, like, you know, growing up with Jazzy Jeff, and Cash Money, DJ Miz. I mean, the list is tremendous, and we have at least 4 DMC champs from Philly, and we all travel internationally, and we've been traveling internationally since the 80s. Well, except for these guys.
Not yet.
But Philly's known not only for the DJs, but for the music that has been created here, from jazz, you know, Sun Ra, Coltrane, Art Blakey, Shirley Scott, which you'll hear a lot of that here at this place, all the way to, you know, Gamble and Huff in the 70s. So we grew up listening to some of the best music and having access to that music, because a lot of the records were only pressed here in Philly, you know, private press. So nobody else could get those records unless you lived in Philly. So I think it started from that lineage and that level of quality. I mean, you know, you go see Jazzy Jeff, you better bring it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna get into DJing, you have a lineage and a torch to carry in Philly. So that's what I think.
I think also, like, I mean, some people say DJs aren't musicians. I think at least there's a musical mindset that gets applied as a Philadelphia DJ. And a lot of that comes from Philadelphia musicians being the backbone for almost every major recording artist on the planet. Like, there's 2 Philadelphia musicians, Aaron Draper and Eric Worthing, who play for Adele. So, like, automatically, if you're raised around this circle, you're coming to the stage as a DJ with a mentality that might be a little bit more expansive than some of the places that don't have such, I guess, forward-thinking musicians or, you know, overtly talented musicians. So I think the 2 go hand in hand. It's not just the DJs, but also the musicians that we come up around that kind of set the foundation for our approach.
Do you think other cities respect our musicians more than Philly itself? I know that's a tricky question.
I think at one point, maybe a little bit before my time, there was a lot of respect for Philadelphia musicians, but there was also an industry here to support it. And since then, that industry's kind of dissipated. So it's a little bit tougher to make it here now than it might have been in the 80s or earlier.
So many of you guys do more than just spin records or, you know, sew records together, as King Britt eloquently stated earlier. So how do you guys juggle all of the tasks as a DJ, as a filmmaker, as a musician?
Thank you.
Like, how do you guys manage all of those tasks? Or if you actually manage those tasks?
Well, time management is one of the most important things. It's like putting together a list of the most important things that should happen that week. And some of us have managers, some of us manage ourselves, some of us have teams. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure your priorities are set, because it's a business. It's not just, oh, I'm going to DJ this party, I'm going to make some cash. You know, we're on a level of, it's a business. Like, I haven't had a regular job since 91. And so My daughter's going through college. You know, I bought a house, lost the house, but whatever. All the ups and downs of being an artist, you have to have your priorities in check. That's how we do it.
I would also like to add that outside of work, every day I have fun doing my work. So I never come home saying I hate this. You know, I never have to take a vacation from work. You know, so I think that's one thing that it just keeps it going. It keeps me young. You know.
What do you love about what you do?
I feel like music is everything. It's in everything. Your sound is everything. And it becomes a feeling. It's like a lifestyle. It's not just, like, to me, it's not just music. It's not just, you just don't hear it. You really feel it. And it's like, it's an inspiring kind of feeling. And then through music, I can inspire other people. Not only do I spin records or produce or engineer or write a song, but I'm speaking to a mass amount of people. I'm reaching out to a mass amount of people. There's other people feeling the same thing I feel. When I'm in the club and I'm mixing my tracks, there's people feeling me because they're dancing. I'm invoking a feeling into a crowd of people. I'm like the maestro of a group of people. And it's like, it's just a feeling. It just feels so good.
I was gonna say, I think the spontaneity of actually DJing, not like, you know, DJ mixes are cool, music production's amazing, obviously, but the spontaneity of being in front of those people and creating a conversation with their movement and you playing predominantly other people's music, and finding ways to tie that music together to kind of tell your story, but also looking up and seeing how they're telling theirs, and creates a really beautiful space.
Yeah, I would say, to add to what they're saying, for every person that comes to our dance floor, we become a part of the soundtrack of their lives. I mean, for us, I can say for myself, it's happening more and more that I'm finding people entering my dance floor now saying, the reason I'm here is because my mom and dad met on your dance floor. You know, so there's that.
I have nothing to add. Last night a DJ saved my life. That says it all.
Available on iTunes.
So, we're in this day and age, dancing in terms of nightlife seems like an afterthought. So, is that like a reflection of the way DJing and music is going, or is that a reflection on the consumer?
Well, speaking for myself, there are, since the beginning, since I've been DJing, there have been parties where people pose, and there's the opposite, where parties where people dance. Everywhere I go, people dance, so it's a choice. You know, there's always been some version of bottle service or the bourgeoisie, so I just think that the MTV culture doesn't find any materialism in seeing a bunch of people with their backs to the DJ and their hands up, eyes closed, versus getting that Bacardi sponsorship showing the bottle on the network. So I would say dancing has never stopped. Children come out of the womb dancing. They choose to go to another party that may not be as lit.
I haven't seen that many events where people aren't dancing, but I know they exist. I've been to a few, and it really was a mind-blowing experience to me, because I'm like, the DJ's killing it, and they're like taking selfies. So I think the advancement of technology and social media has eliminated the kind of social experience. I mean, back when we started doing parties, you know, we were out there giving flyers to you. There's something different about someone giving you a flyer versus them texting you a flyer. It's just not the same.
It's funny too now, like if someone tries to hand, I do this too. Like if someone tries to hand me a flyer, I'm like, you know, it's like it's just a difference in. I think the social landscape has just been reappropriated, and our position is like kind of vague sometimes because people will just be like, oh, you know, I can do that. You know, you get in an Uber and they're like, DJ, your ride on Spotify. It's just like, all right.
But yes, absolutely. But the whole social experience is missing. I mean, we used to have cats that would just come, dance, and get the floor started. And now you don't have that. You don't have that person that gets the floor started, like Master J or these different people in Philly. That was their job, to get the party started with the DJ. But now it's like there's this kind of weird, I'm too cool to dance. Like, what is that? I don't even understand it.
Or be the first to dance. That's really what it is.
That's what's amazing to me, like with Friends and Fam. It reminds me so much of Back to Basics and when we first started Silk City in 1990. The vibe, the energy, there's no one, I don't see that many people taking selfies or on their phone. They are sweating. You know what I mean? And that's the way it should be. You know?
I feel like nowadays with social media and the new age of kids, the social barrier is so high. It's so hard to connect with people because nobody talks anymore. Like, how many people really talk on the phone anymore? Everybody texts. And I was born in the 90s. And, you know, no offense, but, you know, you guys are a little bit older, so you'll know. Nowadays, connecting with people, like handing somebody a flyer is like obscene right now. Like, it's like, oh my God, what are you giving me? Like, just being able to, but building that connection when you finally do, it's like mind-blowing to people nowadays. And I've been to parties from Connecticut down to Atlanta, and I've been to a bunch of parties where everybody just stands around, and then somebody who knows their music will walk up and look, you sound really good. Like, you sound really good. And I'm sitting there mind blown, like, why is nobody moving? And then I had to understand the times that I'm living in, because I grew up watching the older DJs. And then seeing their parties and watching the B-boys and stuff like that, like everybody's getting like moving to their music, and it's like now with social media and like, I don't know, for lack of a better phrase, everybody's like too good to dance like everybody else is saying. But
what can be done about it? What do you suggest? I mean, I love social media. It definitely makes it easier to reach your audience, but what do you think can be solved?
you know, for me, this was a conversation I had with a DJ from DC, and it's like I never post during a party. You can't post and mix at the same time, for me. So how can you have fun and post like everybody just in their phone taking pictures? You can't have fun and take pictures at the same time. It's impossible. I'm too busy having fun and working at the same time.
Which brings us to, you can also just take away the social media part. You know, this year Sunday we made it no cell phones, no social media, and we had 2,000 people enjoying themselves and actually policing themselves by they have their phone out ready to go. So the irony is it wasn't the young people that were having it, the millennials that were complaints about, it were people our age that were complaining, and I'm like, you lived most of your life without a cell phone. And for those that have been to the Sunday party this year, it's been even more magical that everyone's looking at each other, you know, and to have Questlove, who is perhaps one of the most social media savvy people there, you know, and no one had a camera in front of his face. Everyone had their backs to him. Everyone had their hands in the air. Everyone's meeting each other. So I think it's now time for the DJs to do what we did and what you guys possibly could do. Create your own party, finance your own party. When you pay that bill, then demand cell phones are in the pockets. And that goes to everyone out here. You don't have to always take the video of the concert. You don't have to always let people know where you are. You know, we grew up as a nation, as a world, as a community without cell phones. And we survived, you know. So I think it's time for everyone to just get social and not be on social media.
So speaking of social media, speaking of dancing and parties, and especially in terms of the Philadelphia scene. So the idea of this conversation started with Royale and his reaction to a Billy Penn piece about theme parties. So about once a week or once a month, there's various theme parties that happen from Drake Night, from
Once a month? There's like 8.
well, I was being nice. It's not really my jig because I love Beyonce, but honestly listening to 20 Beyonce songs in a row is literally had me jumping through the floor. So like, what's your take on the trend of theme parties, and do you support it, do you not support it?
For me, someone can come to a Sunday party and say it's a theme. You know, at any given time for back to bigs or that, it might be, I'm playing this one Stevie Wonder song, now I'm playing another Stevie Wonder song. The theme parties don't bother me because our job is to make people dance. You know, if you could do a Michael Jackson tribute, is that a theme party or is that just a tribute to the great artist? If you want to play Chicago House, or if you just want to play 90s rap, you know, I think it might just be over-marketed, but that train has been going on for a long time, of different type of parties. You have an Afro-punk party, that's not necessarily a theme. You have a garage party going to the loft or anything like that, they're not themes, it's more of a vibe. And I think it comes down to the DJ commanding it, because you could possibly, like if I did Beyonce, I would have you dancing, you know, but it also comes down to, you know, how you deliver Beyonce.
Can I get real for a second about that? So, I totally agree with you about the over promotion of a lot of the theme parties and how they're promoted, right?
Thank you.
All right. Totally agree with that. One of my biggest issues, and I don't know if this happens in every city, but what I see here are DJs who might not have a name enough to get people to come out, or have even built a name enough to get people to come out and see them otherwise, kind of trying to catapult their career on the shoulders of like one artist. So are people really coming to hear you, or are they coming to hear said artist? And that just frustrates me, because it just seems like it's a real easy way for people who haven't even really been in the field long enough to garner a following to just be out here and just pull a whole bunch of people and oversimplify things. And then on top of that, there's so many theme parties that I've heard about. I don't go to them frequently, but even ones that I've been to, or some that I've heard about, that only play the artists that they're basing the theme around for like an hour and a half, or maybe an hour, and then the rest of it is just whatever record is popping right now, whatever record is popping right now. And the theme parties that I've experienced outside the city, I would say like Wonderful, you know, Stevie Wonder party with Spinning Bobito, Hotel on Mondays, great. So, I mean, they stick to the theme, and the DJs behind it are able to still, like, even if they weren't playing those records, you'd still be dancing to what they're doing. This just gives them a chance to showcase their already phenomenal abilities and siphon it into, like, something that almost makes their job super, super easy, so it sounds like crazy. Like an amazing DJ being able to play a theme party is way different than somebody who just downloaded the catalog. Like, it's a whole different thing. And there's a lot of people out there that feel like they just downloaded the catalog and said, let's make this art.
So, and this is to your point. What makes a good DJ? Because for me, I just feel like a DJ should be able to play more than one thing or more than one genre. But like, it seems like what's being celebrated now is someone who, for example, knows trap music from 2005 to 2017 and that's about it. So, you know, what's your definition of a good DJ?
I think the definition of a good DJ is someone that balances educating the crowd and satisfying the crowd and making the crowd happy, making them dance. So there's ways to, you know, you'll play a De La track, but then you might play a Ron Carter sample that they sampled. One person that's really good at doing that, besides us, is Questlove, who actually learned at our party, back to basics. Learning to play the old and the new and to thread it all together. But the end of the day, you gotta rock the party. You gotta make the people happy. That doesn't mean take requests. You know, there's a fine line between taking requests and that sort of thing. But you know when it's time, okay, I gotta play something familiar that they know, and then I can hit them with something that they don't know or something that's new, that's still relevant to what's going on in the room.
I think not being afraid to clear a dance floor. You have to be able to break music and kind of shake up the people and take them out of their comfort zone. But again, as King says, the last 15 minutes you gotta rock them. You know, they'll remember the entire package. So again, it is the education, and also, which for us, you know, for Fish and I'd say for you, I have no problem going into the crowd and dancing. I never ever once thought that I was above my crowd. So, you know, I know their stories, I know their soundtracks, I'll see them bopping to something, and I'll put a song on and catch their eye, and I'm like, gotcha. You know, so I give ownership to when I spin to my crowd. The worst thing for me to do is to walk into the city and not know anyone in that building, because I don't have any clues to the soundtracks of their lives and how I can add to it. But so that's what makes it a good DJ to me. And this is one of my favorite. Can we give it up for DJ King Britt here? Yesterday, a DJ saved my life, available on iTunes.
Yes, I mean, I can speak for myself, but also like your present company included. Some of my favorite DJs just create a timeless experience. And it's not like, you know, the timeless sounds of the Supremes or something like that, but just like, you know, when you're able to kind of, listen, pop culture erases almost all music history like every 3 years, or pretends to. And then you have like artists who pull from like 10 years ago and bring it all forward. So like you think of like someone like Bruno Mars in his last album. You know, it's an amazing album, right? But what would happen if it wasn't for Morris Day at the time? What would happen if it wasn't for Zack and Roger? All that, right? I mean, that's just off the cuff. You just like know these things as a DJ because, but also, yeah, exactly, know your records. But it's important to explain that to people because that's all our collective history. And it's important to know that we all come from somewhere because, you know, the way capitalism works, they're trying to sell to you like nothing's new under the sun. Or like it's brand new, but in reality, nothing's new under the sun. So, you know, not to get all extra. But yeah, you know, like the best DJs are able to tie all of that together to kind of explain the, you know, modern history of everything that made us feel good. It makes us feel good today.
To piggyback off of what these three gentlemen said, that is exactly what a great DJ is. I want to play a song, you go, I forgot about this. And it's like, this was a good cut. I remember this song. Or I remember it, or somebody walked up to you, what's this? That's what I feel like my job is. Not only am I making you move, but like Britt said, I'm educating you. I want to put you on something new, help you remember something old, and we can meet in the middle and just blend it all together. Just make music.
Speaking of that, I was at Bryson Tiller concert last week, and they had a whole Waka Flocka set, and I was the only one dancing with my tongue out, of course, and almost burnt the place down. So I think you're right about the element of surprise. Like I had to, for me, and from a fan perspective, I feel like a DJ should play something that I forgot about, or something that makes me want to whip out my Shazam and make sure to download that song or that artist's discography.
Because that record is part of you as much as it's part of everybody.
Right.
So it's important to be able to touch on that, because that's part of the, the extended conversation.
Yeah. What's that song that you guys play that gets everybody in, that you can't take that song out of yourself?
Swag Surf.
Let's see, Swag Surf. My thing is,
Swag surfing is a modern
you can't
classic.
swag surfing in order. Look, I was at Morehouse. Shout out to Nas, rapping for the AUC. But that was my senior year, and I just want to do a goddamn, excuse my language, tutorial on swag surf because it's supposed to start at the beach. But anyway,
Can't Help It by Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Remix though, remix.
Yes. It does.
I Want You Back, Michael Jackson, The Beach from Paris.
Yes.
Also Prince, The Beach from Paris. Be Your Lover.
Yes, I want to be a
To touch on the Michael Jackson, I Can't Help It. I remember the first night I went to Back to Basics, and Tony let me in, I was underage. And it was the first time I ever saw a DJ seamlessly playing a record with a band. You could not tell at all. Like, usually like the drummer's a lot louder, so it kind of messes, might like take it up a level. No, everybody was right in the pocket, and it changed my life. What is that? Also, Soho hot music.
Yes. Yes.
Hot music will forever be like, if I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, like if I'm like looking around in the crowd, I'm like, about 112, 113 BPM looking around, like, yeah, it's time to get hot music. That's it.
do you think Philadelphia, from a city political standpoint, and then even from a fan standpoint like me, supports the nightlife? So let's think about Philadelphia in numerous terms. So one from a consumer standpoint, and two from a political standpoint, from a legislative standpoint.
Yes. Our last mayor was a DJ. I think some people that may say Philly is boring is that they're boring. You can go out every night in Philadelphia and find places to go.
You can go to AndersonStreetProject.com to figure out where to go.
Yeah, so this city, there was that one guy, was it 2 summers ago, that wanted the DJ bill, and like within a half day, it was breaking news in Philadelphia that the city stepped up and were like, your career is over. So Fast Eddie, the governor, he was at all of our parties, so I think the legislation's behind us. And again, I can go out every night and find a party, and I don't need a party to be popping because I'm already popping myself. And that's how we started our parties. We started with 5 or 6 friends, and they brought a friend, and so on and so on. My party Sunday started with 13 people, and 14 years later, we have a line around the block for a little guy with an afro, spinning, but that crowd would come for him or him or him to do the brand, and that's Philly supporting these parties.
So Dave, I got to ask about the neighborhood. So we all know the issues surrounding the neighborhood, the pub owner called a couple employees the N-word. Do you feel that the neighborhood is supportive of African Americans in our country? Your family, so you can be as honest as you want. One more time. So, we we all know what, of the issues happening in the neighborhood in terms of racism, of, pub owners not respecting the patrons and the employees who work there. So from an artist standpoint, as someone who performs there on a weekly, monthly basis, how do you feel that you're treated and the people that you play for?
It's a hard question to answer. Personally, in working with the people, I haven't experienced myself, but being in the community and knowing, like, I'm not somebody, I know the people who's coming here. I make sure as a DJ, like when you said you're not scared to go on that floor, I make sure I want to meet and interact with these people so I can connect with them. They not feeling it. It's the consumers. Yeah. And the promoters are not on the best terms either. The specific venue you're talking about, I Can Dig. I just worked there a month ago, and it's like, I wasn't sure if I was working there because I was wanted, or if you wanted to clean up your name. Even though I was asked to come back, because I've talked to the owner several times, introduced myself, I never got a phone call. Every time I see them, it wasn't like, oh, I remember you, or I was like, it wasn't like that kind of interaction. It wasn't a bad interaction, but you know, you get that feeling when you talk to somebody, like, it's like, oh wait, I remember you between, oh yeah, I remember you. Like, I don't know, like,
My whole take with the neighborhood situation, I was a business major in college, so I figured, excuse my language, but, money talks and bullshit runs marathons. And my take on the nightlife in general, is the lack of ownership of our institution. So for example, I can't walk into a nice venue in the city of Philadelphia that's owned by a black person where I know that the music's going to, of course, be accommodating for me. So, what do you guys feel, I guess the other three gentlemen came about the nightlife scene and from a business aspect and an ownership aspect? Because I know some of you guys have had issues at venues.
It's definitely been varied. I feel like Philly at one point might have had a lot of like big clubs, but a lot of the community has gravitated towards smaller spaces. I mean, we, for the most part, I think everybody on this panel kind of prefers more intimate spots. I personally have run into managers of clubs who unprofessionally have come up to me and made a request without introducing themselves or anything. And then when I said no, or not right now, or maybe a little bit, they're like, they go to somebody else or the person who booked me and be like, oh no, he's not allowed in here anymore. So you have that side. The other side is DJs who own some venues, specifically Brandon Brigham's St. Lazarus Bar. Not trying to plug, but I'm there every Thursday. But
Thursdays for love.
Thursdays for love. But outside of that, it's really great to have somebody who is already a staple for people who know the Soul Travelers and everything. Water Room was already a Philadelphia staple in the music and DJ community, to then open up a venue and only want to bring quality DJs into that venue, and still even have some of the bartenders that we've known for years, like Rashid Fluid, and just kind of continuing that lineage and continuing that inclusion in our community. So I think there's love and hate on both sides. It just depends on where you go. We are still the fifth largest city in the country, so it's like borderline 6. I mean, it doesn't feel like it because of how insular a lot of these communities can be, but we're still a pretty big city, so it's different on both sides.
Okay, one more time. What was this question about? How do we feel?
Just how do you feel from a business standpoint, clubs and in relation to DJ?
Well, I think it's a two-way street for me, and I don't have that many problems with my crowd because I police my own crowd. My crowd drinks, which is the number one thing you're supposed to do in a nightclub. You know, they buy drinks for other people. I don't necessarily deal with people that deal in drugs, so my crowd consumes. So for a business, we roll in. If it's a Sunday party, it's a generational party. It's a 13-hour party of people drinking, having a good time. If it's another party, I do take responsibility for who I invite, and everyone's invited, but if you're going to act outside the parameters, then I'm like, hey, here's what you may not know you don't know. So therefore, I don't think in my time being around, I learned this from these guys, you know, we made parties on Mondays when there wasn't, and it moved every Monday, you know, so then you had owners like, how can I get this? You know, Sunday is a Sunday afternoon party, and people are like, how can we get it? It comes down to the people we have, and we've had those, we'll pull someone over like, yo, last Monday, what's up? Because ultimately it's our name on the bill, you know. So yeah, I would say for a business, it's two ways. So it's a reflection on me for how my crowd acts, or does not act.
So this is my final question before I take some questions from the audience. But don't shamelessly plug, but where do you recommend us going? So let's say it's a random night, we're looking for something to do, what party would you recommend?
Well, I would say this, go out everywhere and find that new King Britt, that new Lee Jones, that new Fish, because that's how we were discovered. We went out in the winter with flyers. You got the handshake, the hug, here's my flyer, and come out, and it was people like you discovering us, because Silk, when that started, it was like...
Silk City started 1990. I was the first DJ to ever play there. And it took me 9 months to actually get a crowd in there, because no one wanted to come anywhere past Spring Garden or past Calla Hill Street. It was the worst neighborhood you could ever think of. So not only did we have that challenge, but we're just building our name, and we did it. I mean, it was just that personal communication, and also the branding, playing music that no one else was playing, doing it on a special night. I see you're making eye contact, so you're running out of time. But yes, but at the end of the day, it's your brand and really cultivating your crowd, making it work.
Support upcoming DJs, give everyone a chance.
So does anybody have any questions? I can take 2 questions.
Any stand up? Yeah, how you doing? My name is Michael Butler. Big fan of all you guys. Thank you, first of all, Evan, for even having me out here. My biggest question is in reference to this aspect and ownership. The DJ culture comes out of black music and our traditions. And one thing I find in Philadelphia is, for whatever reason, I wouldn't say all the DJ collectives working their own separate batches, but a lot of them, it trickles down into the promotion of the scenes and the parties. And my biggest concern is that when we're talking about these parties, let's just be honest here, let's say Drake's night as we did at the Fillmore. Fillmore is a 2,500 person venue, each ticket is about $10, so when you do the math, that's about $25,000. I know for a fact that a black music party full of black DJs can do that same thing. So my question to you as DJs is, why haven't we seen it yet? And do you guys think we will get to see it anytime soon? Why haven't we had all of our black DJs in the city come together and put together bigger events together? Like promoters, DJs, do it together.
Did you guys hear that? No. You guys heard that?
He just asked why the collective of black DJs in Philadelphia haven't come together to create a larger event. I think it's just bigger than race. I think it has a lot to do with community. I don't spend a lot of time personally with a lot of the radio DJs or like people who might play uptown or I mean even like the DJ cafe and like these are circles that kind of like keep to themselves. Like yeah, I understand DJing as a creative job, career, whatever. I mean, it's an extension of yourself, so it really just comes down to whether people want to hang out with you or not. You know, like people I like to hang out with, people I don't like to hang out with. You know, it's just kind of like it's the same with music production. There's people I like to make music with. There's other people I might not click with. So I think, and also I don't know, maybe coming from like West Southwest Philly, like I was kind of raised around it, like nah, y'all weird. Like they kind of like y'all weird mentality. Like it's like anybody who was like coming up and you dressed a certain way or you like talk a certain way or if you were into comic books or anime or whatever, they're like nah, you weird. You know, and like I think that is changing now. But I definitely in the era that I came up with, there wasn't much room to like create that cohesion across the board just on the basis of DJing and all of us being DJs. Everybody does different stuff. That's a lot of it.
And if I may add on to that, it may be that you may not know all the other parties, because Nas throws parties that are big, you know. Okay, so, and then Joe, Jersey South Joe, I believe he's Egyptian. And that was just, he happened to fall into the Fillmore with his connection with us. So King, these guys could do it. He has one of those popular theme parties, but as far as color, I think we all get along with each other. You know, we fill up the Piazza. He's rocked the Piazza with us. He's rocked the Piazza. It just comes down to if you want to have it that big. You know, the Fillmore is open. We were just having a conversation. The Fillmore is open to it. You know, you just got to put the work in to get the people there. And that's what it comes down to it.
So one small question.
Here. But I can project, that's fine.
Just yell, girl.
I know. So my question is this. As DJs, you guys have a lot of influence, right? You're not just curating music, right? You set the mood, you change minds, you, like he said earlier, you set the soundtrack for people's lives, you change lives, etc. From a political standpoint, is there anything that you won't play, that you just refuse to play? And if it is, what is it and why?
Currently I stopped playing, I've never played Kodak Black, just because those, you know, sexual assault charges shouldn't sit well with anybody. But recently, if there's an artist that like, I guess like a hip hop artist from like before and now, I guess Mystical. I stopped playing Mystical because he just went back for the same nonsense. It's like you gotta. I said this before, man. We are in a creative business. It is an extension of our day-to-day lives. We're not gonna stop the cycle until we stop supporting the nonsense.
Come on.
You know, it's really gonna
I think we do it right there. That's a wrap. DJ Fish. Matthew Law.
No, you see the grader, right? He forgets it, so.
So guys, unfortunately, they had to turn the space over to dinner time. It is restaurant week, so I just want to have the big interest in this project on behalf of XO Evangeline.
Make some noise for Evan.
Hopefully those 235s in the house. But hopefully all those years of watching your Montel Williams have paid off. I'm going to also give my appreciation. I will give you guys at the bar. Today I'm running another Central Brand 264 Tours. The 1265 in the house. But I'm repping for the Culture's clothing line today. Please check them out for the culture.com. I believe if you want to know how to find them, just meet me at the bar. We can kind of get there, we can take pictures, take selfies, all that stuff. But we do have a short schedule today, so I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
Make sure to support your bar.